My beautiful souls, welcome into your daily read for Tuesday or thereabout. I hope life has been treating you well, but I pre-pulled three main energies to begin our reading, and interestingly enough, the first one is the Ten of Swords. There's completion coming to mind, taking a focus in regards to maybe the past, but more so in regards to the future. And for somebody drawn to the reading, there is something being completed throughout this energy period. Something that maybe was causing difficulty in your life or maybe weighing you down or both. But I do feel like regardless, the Page of Swords coming through is the third one. I skipped over the second one for whatever reason. You're gaining knowledge throughout this day, and maybe in regards to why this is coming to an end or what this is going to leave you with more so or less of. And I do feel like this is a time for you to recognize that you are in certain ways beginning again. Right, it reminds me of me in my cab home last night for my surfing shift, and I was pushed to look at a random number that blinked on the radio in the car, and it had the number 999, and I heard a spirit say, yeah, you saw that, and I looked it up quite instantly, the angel number meaning, and it meant and symbolized the end of a cycle, all right? And so you may be dealing with that in one, if not multiple ways. And I do feel like this is a time for you to be learning more about yourself, maybe in regards to in the midst of reevaluating, pushing yourself to stop and ask, what do I actually want? Okay, what do I actually need at this point? And it may obviously be partially staying the same, when it comes to those answers, but naturally, as we all change, and I say this time and time again on this channel, you're going to find that your wants and needs do develop and switch up in certain ways, or for some in general. And so it's okay to have to take the time to question, right? Reevaluate all the meanwhile. But the Knight of Cups is the second one in the middle of the three. I feel like there's a focus on you being somebody who's moving towards what feels like or simply is a lot more for yourself. Somebody who needs to remember to fill up their own cup, in the midst of being busy or just having a lot on your plate otherwise. Just maybe, trying to clean up your life in certain ways. That's coming out for a reason. But I do feel like there's also a focus on why, for the most part, you've been overly serious for a lot, and maybe as well more of an important focus on these select moments when you're ultra happy or just happier, all right? As I am seeing the Sun card in my mind's eye, and they're asking you, what did you complete in small ways or maybe in a large way or two from the past that left you with more happiness? Again, tying into this the Sun card. Okay, they're saying and the Star card, as I almost said that. But I do feel like it's a day where Spirit is reminding you of things that you went through for a sake of importance because you forget how far you've come, right? It may not feel like it at certain points, but you do to an extent, if not fully, regardless of how long that forgetting or distancing from the reality of which takes place. Anyways, let's keep pulling. I also feel like for somebody, there's a focus on an emotional creature of habit in your life. I didn't love that wording, an emotional individual in your life, or somebody that you're meant to meet, maybe a knight in shining armor or somebody to date to see the potential grow as you guys move forward, getting to know each other. I also feel like there's a focus on whether or not you feel like you have quality friends in your life, or friends at all, okay? And I do feel as if this day may as well highlight the fact that you deserve wish fulfillments, all right? I just began my day and saw 11:11 on the clock, and so that made me feel really good because I feel as if this is going to be a very wish-fulfilling kind of week for me, and it might be for you as well. But the Four of Pentacles coming out, because 405, look up the angel number meaning. Sorry, as I just twitched a bit, it just, the moments just kind of collided. But the Four of Pentacles does speak upon you thinking about and being pushed to more so prioritize your financial savings and maybe, tighten up on your spending a bit if that does apply to you. But as well, what have you been keeping close to your chest? Feels like there are certain things that you do go through behind closed doors or maybe more so in a secretive way within, even when you're connected to people, places, situations. And this feels like it needs to take a highlight because you deserved to maybe speak about it more, or you maybe, want to, or maybe it's a reminder that you have been making the right choice by keeping it on the down low. All right, so it's going to differ from case to case. Apply it as you may, or simply see how that pertains to you as this period proceeds. Interesting that we began with the Ten of Swords and now we have the Tower card coming out. It feels like things need to change. All right, things need to be shaken up a bit, if you will. This may come through in several different ways for, now and more so for the future. But it just reminds you that with the Six of Cups coming to mind, if things stayed the same, rewinding back, if that toxic job or that toxic relationship or toxic living situation, even if it wasn't fully, labeled as or experienced in a toxic manner, if it never came to an end, right? And I'm sure there are several things for you in your past, then how do you feel your life would have proceeded, right? Or not proceeded? And so I feel like, and I didn't mean that in a detrimental sort of way that kind of came out wrong, but you get the point. And Moores was speaking upon aspects of your world. They're saying tower moments are essential, right? We often look at this card as a negative, but it feels like this needs to come through and be digested by each soul drawn to this reading as the essentials of life, right? The essential endings, beginnings, and even continuation throughout it all. It feels like there are certain habits that you need to, or maybe one in particular that you need to be completely honest with yourself in regards to putting to rest, all right? Or at the very, very least for some minimalizing to benefit, I want to say your whole life maybe, or at the very least an area or two of importance. The Queen of Pentacles, okay, where the areas of your life collide, you're going to learn more. The Queen of Pentacles is coming out now because I feel like it's a time period for you where you're being pushed by certain spirits to focus on your finances. Once again, going back to the Four of Pentacles, have you been spending too much? Have you been paying your bills on time? Whether you can or not. Where can we adjust things? And you may be as well pushed to think about all of the money you're meant to make and be gifted in the future. But it does feel like there is a grounded, peaceful and connected way about you, but at the same time in certain other ways, or maybe in the same way, disconnected. Because if you think about it, it's possible to be connected and disconnected at the same time, right? In different ways. But I do sense that you are, again, feeling grounded and feeling like things are starting to be pieced together a little bit more. Naturally isn't going to feel throughout this day by itself, excuse me, as the energy that passed by did affect me. It's not going to feel like everything's piecing together and falling into place throughout this one day, right? Again, it's just one single period of energy. But I do sense that you are going to, again, feel like things are more so being pieced together and falling into place as they should. Let's get ready to wrap up this reading by saying, again, completion is a must, as you will be pushed to think about your world and what you don't have in order to more so focus in a productive manner on what you do have and what's about to come to be. Get ready for a hell of a lot more.